Hey guys out there, HeapCVA here. Welcome back. I am playing 911 First Responders as usual, and I'm in the Methuen mod, which is a redo of the Boston mod with some changes which make it unique. But you'll see some things that you recognize. Don't fuss over it. One of the things I got to do first is get the rigs on the map, because they are not. There are quite a few rigs, as you know already, most likely. And it's just trying to remember to get them all. Every once in a while I miss one. And I'm learning the hard way that you can't call the whole list in at one time. Because what happens is you usually jam up in what they call the entry point of the map. And you may not be able to see those vehicles, and they'll be stuck, and you'll never see them. You can't redispatch them, you can't do anything with them. And as you can tell, I pushed the wrong button for the division chief. Fortunately, I didn't do it with an engine company. That would have really been a problem. I'm sure I can get him back, but it goes to one of the issues I've got is pushing the wrong button. I'll get better. It's me. It's not the game. It's me. So let me get these all on. Get everybody set up. If there's going to be a parking problem, it's going to be with that big crash unit. See, I almost pushed the wrong button again. So we'll get those going. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. You know, I haven't lost as many fire trucks as I have EMS vehicles by calling out too many at once. 3, sometimes 2. I'm all over the place. I haven't picked one number yet. If I don't see traffic, you know, I usually call more in, and it's most obvious on the Boston mod because that's what I had been playing. Like I said, I haven't had the Methuen, however that's. See that car right there? And notice he stops. I'll say it's a he. It could be a she. I don't know. Anyway, why they stop like that, I don't know. But if he had stopped a little further back, you could not scroll far enough to see your rigs, and you would lose all of them. Anything parked behind him. They don't go around him, unfortunately, when you can't see him. They only drive like crazy once they get on the map, apparently. And we'd have lost all of our ambulances. So I probably won't do 4 again. I'm just trying different things. So while I'm thinking of that, we do finally have a call, and so that's this map. I can't remember if Boston is congested as this, but I do like the sheer volume of structure fires that are available. I'd much rather do those in this game than the forest fires, because there are some things that are out of your control in this game as far as those are. And anybody that's played this game, especially just the base, I don't need him, base game, know that it's very easy to completely lose control of a brush fire or a tree fire, I guess is what they are, and lose the entire game in one call. And Boston, Methuen, Mayberry have at least those 3 that off the top of my head have the thing in them where it determines whether you get to go any further, and sometimes it'll just stop you like you lost the game if it doesn't like the way you're putting the fire out. And almost always I lose it on a forest fire. Some are out of my control. There's no way to get to them. Others, I think I'm getting a good handle on it, and it still clips me short. I had a 6-minute game yesterday on this map where I had a fire on the edge of the map, and I thought I was going to do pretty good. I was waiting for the fire to burn to me, kind of. That's the way it is in real life. And next thing I know, it said, "Thanks for playing, you're done." Not really, but it, pretty much the same thing. So it just makes me laugh. Like I said, this is something to do for fun. Don't think this is real life, and just make it crazy. So I finally remembered to get the chief officer back on the map. I promise you I'll use him more. He doesn't have as much use in this particular map as he does like the one in Montana, where he can call ambulances and stuff, because most of them come off the map. But you could slow the number of calls that you have in a given map so that you can bring all of your stuff there just like you would see in the picture in a newspaper of a fire, if you like that kind of realism. I like the insanity of having too many calls and burning things to the ground. So I might do it the other way one of these days. If any of you guys are curious on what to change in the scripting of the game to either increase the number of calls in a given amount of time or slow it way down, let me know. I'm still fooling with that. I'm fooling with zooming in and out. I've seen quite a few videos on that. It strikes me that I shouldn't be repeating what somebody has already done. They're out there. If anybody needs to know anything about that, I'd be happy to point you in the right direction. So, another hotel fire. Remind me not to make any reservations in these. I do like these two engines on the outskirts, kind of on the edge of the map. They get used a lot. They move pretty quick, and it keeps the other downtown vehicles available. This could be a good one. I tend to park the ladder trucks out until I decide whether or not I have a use for them. It's probably bad form on my point. The pumpers do the heavy lifting as far as water squirting anyway, so although, like I said, the Boston and now this map at least give the truck companies more to do than like the first mods did, and sometimes I could not get the ladder trucks or truck companies, like they're interchangeable words to me, to set up on a building in some of the mods. And I just honestly cannot tell you what I did wrong or different than the fire 5 seconds before that it worked perfectly. So again, I just smile because I've had worse games than this, and not necessarily meaning this game itself, but I own other software that's not as playable as this is. And add to the fact that this can be modded, you can get a lot of mileage out of a package of software. And so I'm thinking this is an exterior fire. We got it, as they would say. So let's fold up our goodies and get ready to go to the next one. And I promise you there will be a next one. There always is in this game. I swear, though, I don't know if it's my mouse or my hand-eye coordination or what. I have had a real tough time the last 3 days with pushing the wrong button. I mean, it's only a computer game, so there's no sense in having my head spin on my shoulders, but it does look funny when somebody's watching my video. So I've only had 2 calls. I think it felt like we've had more than that. So let me implant the Boston song in my head one more time, which you can hear in the background. And you can see a Manhattan dispatch up there, which is part of the game coding from somebody's mod that didn't get taken out. It doesn't count against you, and you won't hear a dispatcher. So if you've played the Boston or the
Medical emergency. Someone has suffered a severe heart attack. Treat and take the victim away.
one of the other mods where they use the emergency or the alarm boxes on the poles, that's where those come in. What is that? It's New Hampshire. I just can't think of the word right now. It's my crutch to bear. So looks like everybody got here at the same time. Fortunately, they didn't crash into each other. And I thought there was a drop function for the firefighters off the engine. There doesn't appear to be. Fine. That doesn't make him as useful as I was hoping. I think what I'm going to do in the next versions of this is, after I get done pushing the wrong button, is use the truck for EMS, just like Boston does in real life, or at least they do a lot. I don't know if it's like chiseled in stone, but I see a lot of Boston ladder trucks on EMS calls. And so using them, because a lot of times they show up empty-handed. The game really doesn't treat the firefighters on the rigs with a lot of use as far as helping with the EMS. I mean, you either have paramedics on your stuff, or you've got to wait for the ambulance to get there. There's nothing in between. I'm trying to remember, and I can't actually recall seeing a mod where just what I would call an EMT versus a paramedic actually does something that helps the patient feel better. The ambulance has to arrive and eventually do that. I know there was a couple, while I'm playing with these lights, that had changed some things as far as like being able to use 2 paramedics on a patient at the same time, and actually increasing how quickly the patient, that red line on the right hand side, the name of that is not in my head right this minute, how quickly they improved to the point that you could transport. Can't remember, and I haven't tried it since. A lot of changes have happened in mods in a very short period of time. It seems like 5 years, but really it's only been a few. Maybe 2013 is when I started fooling around with this. I can blame the Alex, Northern, is it Alex? Oh, I need to be quiet. Who not only got him interested in the base game, but the mods that had come out that I had no clue about way back when. And you know, it certainly does break up a boring day every once in a while. I did try my hand at making mods. It is not for the weak of stomach. It is not easy. And creating the fire engine models is very difficult unless you're into that kind of thing. Let's see if this is the interior. Yep, sure enough. Okay, well, we got plenty of rigs. In fact, I even have a few extras. I don't remember calling him, but sometimes I do that. It's okay, he's not needed. He will be probably by the time I get done loading all the other guys back on the rigs. I realized early on that some of the things in modding were beyond my capabilities or my attention span. If hang on here, what are we doing? Car fire. Oh, see, I haven't had a call up here yet. This is a little mountain hill next to that one fire station. And so that'll be a first. Hopefully I don't roll off the mountain. Anyway, I did some where I'd take the vehicles and change their color and markings. That I could do. 99 times out of 100. There were a few where the guys made it so that you couldn't change the vehicles. That's okay. It's their mod. And they can do what they want. I tried it, fooled with it for a while, but realized that the grand scheme of things, that wasn't going to get me any further. It just changed the colors of things. It wasn't a mod. It's a repaint. It's like doing old plastic models. So I stopped doing that. Maybe one of these days I'll suddenly, one of my ones that I changed in one or two of the mods will show up, just to show you what I'm talking about. But like I said, it's not my mod. I'm not going to claim anything on them. It's hard work, and I'm happy to play the game rather than try to make one. So we definitely got another dispatch, but I'd like to get this thing cleared up so I don't have to come back up here. I did stop you. It's okay. It's great to have traffic control. So get him out of here. Get these guys on the road. I mean, this is one of those that's close to 2 fire stations. Now, last 2 times I played this game that I didn't record because I was trying some things out, these were hazmat calls, and I don't see that green smoke this time. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I don't mind those calls. You don't see them very much in some of the mods. And I do laugh when you see the little guy in the what looks like a giant white trash bag, which is, instead of a firefighter's outfit, chasing somebody down the street that's got hazardous materials on them, and they're just walking away. Then you got to drag them back to the place and put them in the tent. Zoom in a little bit there. See if we can catch this. I have no idea where that other engine... I've said that a couple of times in some of these games recently, haven't I? Where in the world? They're right there, for crying out loud. That shouldn't have been real difficult. It's not a one-way street, I'm pretty sure. Because I've seen them drive down that street before. See? There they are. I don't know where they came from, but they are, as they would say, late to the party. Oh well. No biggie. You know, like I said, to get the hours or minutes of play that I want to have, I try to trim it to 30, 27 to 30. Sometimes I interrupt a call, sometimes it's real quiet. I'm trying to keep an eye on the clock this time because we already are up into the 20-minute mark. So, got a single vehicle traffic accident here. This should be fairly easy to take care of. Get the rescue showing. Got my police car. These guys can go home. Good job, guys. Didn't get any on you. Yahoo! Okay. Okay, there's our rescue. We'll get the person cut out of the car here. I do know, and I don't know why I don't think about it more often, that those, what I call squads, they're not ambulances, they're just like two-person vehicles. In my neck of the woods, it would be a squad or a mini rescue. I don't know why I'm not using them more. They also have rescue gear to cut patients out, and so, like I said, I need to play this mod a little more. I think I've put in 6, and I'm still getting used to the map, and you know, every department does things a little bit different, and you kind of want to give them credit for some of that. We have a driving problem over here. Look at this mess. I got to fix that gate. I'm going to have to go into the modifier and fix that gate, because I think that's part of that problem. They might have done that on purpose. So, you know, I could fix it by just driving the vehicle out the gate one at a time. You know, let's try not to make it too complicated. Alright, what do we got going on over here? Alright, that's right. They're starting to stack up on us. We do have a patient in there. I do know, and I don't do this enough either, is having the guys drop the stretcher and do patient care. And they act like paramedics when you do that. The only thing is, why aren't they going through that door? Well, I wound up with him over here anyway, even though I didn't pick the right ambulance at first. Maybe it needs to be... Oh, what is this? Like a flyby. I didn't mean to do that, honest. So there's the paramedic off the paramedic ambulance. Maybe he can go through the door. I'm not getting the right thing. That is going to create a funeral out of a medical emergency. It does happen in this game occasionally. There's not a thing you can do about it. You can't win every call. You try, but it doesn't always work. I'm wondering, I want to try one thing real quick. Hang on here. No, there's no, you know, you get that little icon that says you're going to bash this door in. I don't see that. It's a fire station, for crying out loud. It's kind of weird that they can't go in that door. Well, it is what it is. To repeat myself, there's not a thing you can do in this game when that happens. But wait, let me push the wrong button one more time for those of you that weren't paying attention earlier. I apologize for the 50th time in this game already. I didn't mean to. I really don't mean to. I just do it. So I guess that patient is there forever, or until the game actually timeout. It puts a timeout on that call. You've seen them. That's the red text. There's nothing I can do about that. You know, I wish there was. You know, it would be cool if that was available in the game as well, but it's not. It is some of the things that make this fun to play, and some of the things that make it a little challenging, but you just do what you can. Life is like that in real life, so why shouldn't a game be like that? So, we've got a patient on the ground here. I appreciate that. This game has a lot of indoor patients. And I'll go ahead and get an engine going too, just in case. Well, they were there right away. Oh, every once in a while. That's a nice little backing job there. We're a little close. He almost smacked the patient with the gurney. That's okay. A sick patient too. I don't think the engine's needed here, so we'll ship them back. Tow this out of the way so that I can kind of cover my tracks if anybody thinks that I didn't manage that call very well. The proof of that call will disappear here shortly. Then back in, like I said, just don't go in that room. Not a thing we can do. So kind of slowed down there for a little bit. I don't mind either way. It makes for better video if it's busy, but you know, I'll take what I can get. Let's go ahead and pick them up. I am clicking, believe it or not. I think I got close to that wall. So we'll move the vehicle out a little bit. Notice I made the ambulance driver drive the vehicle. I forget, there's one of the mods you can't drive without a person in the vehicle. Anyway, the patient's on his way down the road. See, there's one of those squads. I need to use them more often. That will help. I haven't lost anybody yet. That's pretty good in and of itself. But, you know, we're getting down to that time, you know, and to keep this short, I think while we got some quiet, let's go ahead and end the video. Thanks for coming by for this version. There's more to come after this. Thanks for coming by. Wish you the best, whether you're in the sunlight or the dark, depending on what side of the planet you're on. Like, comment, or subscribe. Please, 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 to all three. I wish you the best, and I will see you in the next video.